someone else.
Bree is a man!
In wrestling, superstars might have to go through a few gimmicks to find the one that perfectly clicks with the audience. So, it's not a surprise that there have been quite a lot of canceled gimmicks in WWE. That's why today, we're going to cover some of the most surprising and ridiculous gimmicks that never saw the light of day. Before we get into it, let's play a trivia game, where I ask you a question and you comment below the answer. Before turning into a badass character we know today, a certain orange-haired female superstar had a gimmick of an Irish dancer in NXT. Do you remember who that female superstar is? Make sure you comment below, as I will be responding to your comments. And of course, you have to like the video, or else it won't work.
The Shield.
Before Dean Ambrose was part of The Shield, there were different plans for his debut on the main roster. In this storyline, AJ Lee was going to be sent to a mental institution where she would have met Dean and they would become a couple. After that, they would come back to the WWE and all hell would break loose, making Ambrose and AJ a psychotic pair similar to Joker and Harley Quinn. This unfortunately never happened, as Dean debuted with The Shield and AJ became the new general manager of Raw.
He will be back and he will share this spotlight with the greatest Divas champion of all time.
Speaking of The Shield, the team was a dominant force to reckon with in 2012, and given their success, in hopes of reviving the Divas division at the time, WWE wanted to create the female version of The Shield. This team consisted of Paige, Summer Rae, and Anya. You can even watch a test promo they did back in 2013. Despite all of this, Anya was released, while Summer and Paige went into a completely different direction in NXT.
Don't send a man
to do a woman's job.
Before Alexa Bliss was the Alexa Bliss we know today, she was a fairy in NXT. And actually even before that, prior to her debut, she was part of a Southern couple along with Scott Dawson. There is footage of the pair doing a backstage test promo in developmental, and while it's interesting to see what could have been a thing, I think we can all agree that we're happy with the Alexa Bliss we have today, even though she's kind of scary now.
People have been ignoring you because you ain't been very nice. Catch more flies with honey and vinegar, girl, and you're giving off that vinegar vibe.
Before Rusev appeared in NXT as the Bulgarian Brute, he was working on a character gimmick that was quite different, to say the least. During his FCW developmental days, Dusty Rhodes wanted Rusev to be a genie. Yes, you heard that right. He would appear after WWE diva Anya would rub a lamp. While Rusev worked on this character for 3 weeks, it thankfully never saw the light of day.
He has absolutely lost it.
Can you blame him, King?
No, I don't.
In 2010, Maria pitched an idea for her new character. Okay, hear the girl out for a bit. Essentially, the new Maria would be two Marias. One would be her usual dumb blonde character, and the other, a dark version of her. There would be a storyline where a guy, without knowing, would have dated the two Marias simultaneously. Later, after getting a title shot, these two Marias would merge into one ultimate Maria. Super Maria. Yeah. Maybe it's for the best that this supernatural version of Hannah Montana never happened.
Oh, Miss Fashion Designer. She can't even design for a thrift store.
We all remember that backstage segment in 2006, where Melina seduced Batista and later accused him of forcing himself onto her.
I will be officially suing one David Batista.
This already is a touchy subject to create a storyline on, but it could have been a lot more controversial. Allegedly, one considered version of the ending to this chaotic story was for Melina to be revealed as a man. Thankfully, Stephanie McMahon decided that this wasn't a wise move for the sake of WWE's reputation and Melina's future career.
I don't normally ever do anything like this, but tonight's a special occasion.
Edge is one of the greatest superstars of all time, but his initial gimmick was a weird one, to say the least. Vince Russo wanted Edge to adopt a deaf-mute character because he thought his microphone skills weren't good. Thankfully, Edge decided he didn't want to go in this direction and did his own thing, which, as we all know, paid off big time.
I'm gonna give you a personal lesson on what happens when you mess with the rated R superstar!
And that was our list. Comment below, like the video, and make sure to subscribe to never miss an upload.